What's up, my lovely people? In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create these t-shirt designs using Canva AI. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right. First off, I'm going to start in ChatGPT, specifically DALL-E in ChatGPT, and I already have the image here. What I did was plug it into DALL-E, upload it with this plus sign here, went to add photos, and then all I did was ask ChatGPT, can you give me some Halloween sayings that will pair well with the coffee or latte? Because I don't want to copy exactly what the original design says. And then ChatGPT gave me some new and fresh sayings that I could use in my design here. I'm not sure which one I want to use. I'm thinking I want to use witch's brew and pumpkin stew, possibly, or maybe something like this. Mornings are a real nightmare without coffee. I might use that one. After that, what I did was upload the image again. Honestly, I don't think you have to do that, but it's just for my reassurance to make sure ChatGPT knows what I am talking about or what I want to reference to. And all I did was type in, study the drink graphics in this design and embody the style, the line work, and color palette, right? And then all it did was basically do what I asked it to do. And it studied the color palette, the line work, everything that it needs to know in order to spit out something similar to it later on. And it has the color palette for it as well. And then after that, what I did was ask it to basically help me come up with some new coffee AI prompts that I could use and plug into Canva AI, because that is the other tool we'll be using to create this design. And what it did was give me some new and fresh ideas. For this one, it has witch's brew latte and it's a witchcraft and potions theme. The other one is death before decaf and it's a skeletons and graveyard vibes. Fantastic one. Pumpkin scream latte, booze and brew. After that, I clarified that I was using Canva AI, so could it give me a more detailed prompt, because I want to be as detailed as possible. And this is what it gave me for the witch's brew latte, the death before decaf, and the booze and brews. All I'm going to do is copy this and put it into Canva AI. When you come over to Canva, all you have to do is come over to Canva AI, go over to create an image, and this is where you're going to paste your prompt. And for the style, I'm going to use the illustration style. For the ratio, I'm going to use 1:1. And I've already tried a couple of them. This is what I came up with. This one came out really nicely. This one is like a watercolor style. And let's see, here's another one, but I'm going to make that watercolor as well. This is how it started out. I wasn't in love with it. So now we're going to go ahead and try out some new ones. Gonna go back to ChatGPT real quick and copy one of the new prompts, bring it over to Canva AI, go ahead and paste it in there, press the enter button. And I really like Canva AI because it spits out 4 images at a time for 1 token. So I feel like you're really getting your money's worth. This is not what I wanted. I want watercolor. So let's try a different prompt. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT to give me a watercolor illustration instead. So all I did for that was copy this prompt here and then bring it down here, paste it in ChatGPT to basically change this, watercolor, watercolor illustration. And then it's gonna spit out a watercolor based illustration for me. And this is what it came up with because I've already done that. So go ahead and scroll down. Trying to find. Okay, this is the new and improved watercolor illustration version of the one I just created on Canva. So what I'm gonna do is click in the box, press paste, enter, and let's see what it comes up with. Ooh, this one came out really nice. As you can see, this is a night and day result for 2 different prompts. So I believe this one was going more so on the cutesy side. Let's see, Halloween themed. It was actually just very general prompt, cartoon style. It gave me a cartoon style. So this is what you'll get if you use the cartoon style for Canva AI. They're not that bad, but I don't like to use that style. So here's another one. And all I'm gonna do is remove the background from these. So I'm not worried about anything that's in the back. Now these came out really nice. I like that one. And I like this one with the little witch hats on it. That came out cute. And I love the swirls that they placed in there, but do you see how watercolor can really bring out the design. That's just my preference. You may like a different style, that's fine. And now I'm gonna go ahead and create maybe 2 more. So I'm gonna go back over to ChatGPT because I'm not the best at coming up with prompts myself just from scratch. So I like to use ChatGPT to help me out. Sometimes I'll edit the prompts that ChatGPT gives me to make it my own. But what I'm gonna do is ask it to give me some more ideas. I'm gonna say 4 more Halloween themed drinks. Coffee drinks. And let's see what it gives me. We have hollowed grounds cold brew, cold and cream iced latte, pumpkin hex latte, black cat brew. And next, here are the new prompts. And I'm gonna go ahead and use this pumpkin hex latte. Let's see how that one comes out. Let's go back to Canva AI and paste. And just so you know, I have the Canva Pro. That is what I'm using. I'm not using the free version. And these came out amazing. Okay, so what I would like to do is try to get a cleaner background, maybe, possibly. So what I do is just add on to the existing prompt. And on the end, I'm just gonna say on a white background. Trying to make sure background isn't already in here. Okay, and let's see the difference that it gives me. It's cleaner. It still has the pumpkins around it, which is fine. I just want to see what will come out. I really love this one. This one came out very cute. That's nice. And remember, I'll be sharing these prompts with you. Don't worry. I'm going to put them in the description below. And let's do another one. Let's do the black cat brew. This one's going to be an iced coffee. Let's do on the background. This is different, especially with the cat eyes in the drink. I don't know about that one. Let's see. I'm gonna ask you to change the cup that the drink is in. And this one came out 10 times better, but I would like a straw. Okay, there we go. And I just designed 4 different images from OneCoin on Canva AI. You can produce so many images for this. Look at all this. I have a lot to choose from right now. Now what I'm gonna do is download the images I wanna use in the design. So let's go ahead and look over what has been created. I really like that skeleton one, but I'm trying not to do too much. You know what? Let me go ahead and get that prompt for the skeleton one as well. I think the most decent one is either the first one or the second one. I don't know if it's gonna make the final cut, but it came out better than the first time around. So let's go ahead and get back to finding out which drinks we're gonna use for the design. So let's go ahead and scroll down. All right, let's see here. We can use this one. So what you do is click on the image that you want to use, go right here to the download image or icon. Click on that and it's going to go right up to your downloads or wherever your downloads are. So let me go ahead and grab the images that I want. I think I like this one the most out of these. I may try this one as well. Scroll up to the cat brew or black cat brew, I think it was called. I did do one with straws, didn't I? I don't know how Canva's going to be able to remove the background for this, but we're going to find out. All right, now let's go ahead and go to the new canvas. So all you have to do is come over here to the left side, click create, go down to custom size. As I said before, my go-to is 3500. I think I'm gonna do at least by 4000 pixels. Create new design. Here's the original design for the inspiration, and I'm gonna go ahead and upload those files that I just downloaded into a new folder that I created in Canva. I can go ahead and start finding my font style that I want to use. So what I'm going to do is click the letter T on my keyboard, go over here to the font styles, and I want something nice and bold like the lettering that's being used here. The font styles that I'm going to choose for this design will be Tan Songbird, and for the script font I'm going to use Brush Script. And now I'm going to go ahead and move that there, move this up. I'm just going to move that to the side. Use that one, and I want the same color palette or similar color palette. Or I can just use one drink. You don't have to use 2 drinks. I think I'm just going to go ahead and use both of these. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove the background. So I'm going to select the image, come up here to background remover, click that, and it should remove my background for me. And like so. Do the same for the second image. And voila. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn this image at an angle, just like the inspiration photo. I'm going to go ahead and highlight these. So I need to make these a little bit smaller so I have more space to work with on the canvas. I'm going to highlight them and then come over to this dot here and resize it. Make it just a little bit smaller. Now what I'm going to do is go over back to ChatGPT and see which saying I want to use for my design. So I'm going to scroll back up and see which one fits the best in my opinion. Let's see. Mornings are a real nightmare without coffee. Creep it real. I might use creep it real because I know that's popular. Girls just want to have coffee. Ghouls just want to have coffee. Mornings are a real nightmare without coffee. And what I'm going to do is just paste the saying on here first. So while I'm editing this video, I just noticed I didn't switch the screen back to show you the finished product of the first image that I did, the first design. So here you go. And I'm doing 2 more, so don't worry. I'm gonna go through it again 2 more times. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and try out this purple and green drink. Go ahead and remove the background. Now for the ones that, okay, actually it took off majority. Nope, no it didn't. Okay, so for the ones that have all of this around it, all you have to do after you have removed the background, go back to background, click it again, and make sure you're on the erase. Make the brush a little bit bigger, and what we're gonna do is just remove all of that extra back there. Now if you wanna leave it, your prerogative, but I just wanna go ahead and remove, actually, I kinda like that back. Let's see, go back. Okay, I'm gonna keep the back. Okay. Let's go ahead and take that off. Take all of this off. Now once you come down to this bottom, go ahead and make the brush a little bit smaller. Let's zoom in, scroll down, and take this down. Do your best to have a steady hand around the cauldron, because I see if I remove the cauldron, it's going to leave like a dent in the drink. So I'm just going to leave that there. And just remove as much as you can to the best of your ability. It's a little choppy. Okay, here we go. All right, that is good for me. And now we're just gonna go ahead and angle it how I want to angle it on here. Actually, I think I want them a little closer. Actually, I'm gonna leave it like that. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna go ahead and move this drink to the back. Same for this one, to the back. Go ahead and take this out. I'm gonna try to make this design a little bit slimmer like the original one. I'm just gonna bring in the checkered a little bit more. Bring it in from the tip of this E here. Seems like a lot is going on right here because of the graphics from the original design are clashing. So we're just gonna bring that down. Actually, instead of a spider, I'm gonna use a bat this time. Okay, go over to elements, tighten bats, or just bat. It would be better if it was a watercolor bat. Let's see what they have. Now I just wanna use one of these bats. So what I'm gonna do is duplicate this design, double click it, so I can crop out the 2 bats on the bottom. Now all I have is one, and that's exactly what I want. All right, duplicate that one, and there we have it. Let's try to change the same. Brewing up trouble and lattes. Brewing up trouble and lattes. Let's see, brewing up. I'm gonna put the trouble down here. Trouble, and take that off. And with all this open space, I can now go ahead and make the drinks a little bit bigger. Let's go ahead and bring in the checker to line up with that P, and this checker to line up with that B. Bring this one in a little bit. Move this bat over here. Brewing up trouble, and maybe space this out, but I don't want to sit there. And let's bring these drinks up a little bit more. And just move the sparkles in a little bit closer. And there we have it. Maybe make this diamond a little bit darker, match the purple that's in the actual design here. Copy that to this one. And there you have it. Brewing up trouble and lattes. Another design. Now we're going to go ahead and do the pumpkin spice one. So I'm going to go ahead and just delete all of this. Let's go ahead and bring the pumpkin themed lattes or iced coffees. Forgot which one they were. Okay, we're going to use this one here and this one. Let's go ahead and remove that background and remove this background. And we're just going to leave that as is because it would be too much to try to remove all of that. And I want the straws to be on the opposite side. So I'm going to go ahead and flip it. And in order to flip the image, all you have to do is click the image, go up to flip at the top, and then flip horizontally. Okay, there we go. And this one's already how I want it. So we're gonna just leave that as is. I want this photo to be in the front. So I'm gonna position it to the front. Actually, maybe put it back to that. Okay, there we go. Now I'm gonna find a better fitting saying, because mornings are a real nightmare. It doesn't really pair well with these two happy fall themed drinks. So let's see. Pumpkin scream latte, please. Let's see, I'm gonna do this. Pumpkin scream. Okay, that's too long. So we're just gonna do pumpkin scream. Let's make this pumpkin a lot bigger than what it is. I want it to be stretched out to the ends of these checker border. I think I'm going to make this curve a little bit more curvy. Let's go ahead and shrink this designer down a little bit. Bring this up. Okay, better. Put that off. Okay, much better. Pumpkin scream latte, please. Let's see if I just place the please in there. That's gonna be too long. I can always size it down. It doesn't have to be that big. And let's take away some of this letter spacing in here. Okay. Center it. Take out some of this curve. Not so much curve. And we're just going to take the script part out for this one. And now I'm going to bring in some color. So it already has enough elements going on with the graphic itself. So all I'm going to do is I want to make these bigger. Sometimes you just have to eye it and go with your gut, whatever feels good. And this comes from studying the trends out there. That's good. I am going to change the color of this pumpkin to one of these dark colors. Okay, and change this green to more of a light color. Maybe it'll look better with the dark brown. I think I'm going to apply this. It's a shade of brown, so I'm just going to go ahead and apply that to all of these squares here. Actually, let me see if I can highlight all of that, and then go ahead and change. Actually, that's not working out. Let's try to bring this up to the front first. Let's move it over because I keep selecting the actual drink. Okay, now let's see. There we go. And all I'm gonna do is just duplicate this to go on the other side of the design. Okay, duplicate. Let's go ahead and flip it around 180. Make sure it is equivalent. Okay, that's fine. And let's change these two back to the darker color because I don't know, that seems like it looks better to me. All right, and there we have it. Now we have a pumpkin scream, and this all came from the original design. This was the inspo, and this is what we came up with. Mornings are a real nightmare without coffee. Brewing trouble in lattes, and pumpkin scream latte, please. And this was all created with Canva AI. If you'd like more in-depth step-by-step videos like this, definitely be sure to check out the second link below for my mentorship program. Until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.